Okay, we got the Fimi Mini 3. It's Grillman's Garage from the backyard, and we're going to just get it up quickly and get to it here. Here we go. Up it goes. Let's see if we can get that signal to say it's recognized the takeoff point, which is very important for GPS. Just going to go forward. There you go. And turn around. Boom. Okay, down a bit to... There we go. Okay, come forward. That might be far enough. Let's have a look here. Okay, start that video. Okay, 2.7K, good enough. Okay, here we are. We got the Fimi Mini 3. It's performed really well. It really works. This is like the 15th or 16th battery I've had through it. Tons and tons of stuff. All kinds of little glitches we found. We've reported them all to Fimi, which is understandable because they don't do any in-house research, apparently, or testing, and won't let anybody in social media test it. So we buy it and we try it and we have fun with it. And that's part of the hobby. If you're not willing to spend money on a hobby, then don't get into the hobby. I was into Harley Davidson motorcycles for decades, 40 years, and I spent tens of thousands of dollars on the hobby. Not because it was a smart thing to do, okay, but because I like the hobby. And I got really bad. Get out of the sun. Wow, my goodness. Can I get out of the sun? There we go. There we go. Okay. Not because it was smart, but because I wanted to be in the hobby. Okay, and that's the reason. Anyway, I digress. Let's get up. Okay, we're going to try and do a time lapse. So let's get up. Okay, up and back. We're just going to turn around here. And go up. See if we can get up. It should be high enough. Okay, and we're just going to stop that video. We're going to go into photograph, lapse, 1 second, and we're going to go. Let's see, here we go. Boom. Now 2 counters should come up. Okay. Time-lapse images. Now, if you're doing it 19 frames per second, you can figure that one out, okay? If you're doing, what's the other one? 24 frames per second, you can figure that how long. So if I want to do 30 frames per second, I want it 10 seconds. I'd need 300 images, okay? So let's see what happens and how long it takes to get 300 images, okay? And then I can decide if I want 24 frames per second, 19 frames per second, or whatever I want, okay? So we're going to go 300 images, and then we're going to do, if we've got enough juice left, we're going to do a time lapse on a video. Let's see what happens there. And if I put it into Power Director, image-wise, I can select slideshow and create a time lapse. So we're just going to see what happens there. Okay, we're up to 67 images, 70 images. Now, normally it would take about 10 minutes, I think. 5 minutes or 10 minutes to do a 10-second. Well, let's see. I don't know how long it's taken so far. This is in photograph time lapse. So let's see what happens. I don't want to do a hyperlapse because then I'd be moving. And it's too windy up here to be moving. I'm kind of sheltered where it is, but it should give a good representation of sky and moving clouds, etc., etc. So let's just see what happens there. We're at 85% in the battery, and I have the Pro battery in. I'm going to call it the Pro battery. They might call it the Intelligent Flight battery with a misspelled typo, and they put lithium ion instead of the lithium polymer. But on the back of the battery, it says lithium ion polymer. And that's the same as what it happened on the Pro battery from 3 years ago. I got a white Pro battery for my version 1 Mini X8 Mini drone, and the label is exactly the same. It says lithium ion polymer, which is a LiPo, which means they're battery packs. It's a 2S battery pack. The lithium ion are cylindrical, and there's, what are they, 18650s? Something like that. Yeah. So there you go. So up to 168. So if I wanted a 5-second video at 30 frames per second, that'd be 150 images. So I got a 5-second video. So a 240 images would give me 8 seconds. Yeah. So if I'm at 20 frames per second, which is sometimes the normal for hyperlapse and stuff like that, time lapse, I'm 20 frames per second, 200 would give me 10 seconds. So there you go. So my images are only 8 megapixel because I'm not doing 12 megapixel. I'm not doing 2048. It'll take forever probably. But anyway, we're going to do this in 1 second intervals. Now I'm going to try the video and see if I get that down with ½ second intervals, and that should go a lot quicker. So we're going to see what happens with that. But I do see the sky moving slightly, and it's going to be interesting to see because when I'm looking at it with my naked eye, those clouds look like they're moving pretty good. But I don't see them moving. But I see the trees moving, so what do I know? Anyway, we're going to get there. 250. I'm going to hit that 300 mark just in case. Look at these clouds, and the white clouds are wisping away. There we go. So 265, 270 images. I hope I got enough room. Yeah, it says I got 45 gigs left, 44.7 gigs left on my SD card, so that's pretty good. Okay, 280. Wow, here we go. It's flashing a lot. It's got a big workout, that's for sure. Down to 75%, 74%. Here we go. We're getting ready to stop it. On your marks, get set, and 95, 7, 8, 9, 300. Bingo. Okay, so now let's go back out of this, and we're going to go to video. Lapse ½ second, and we're just going to go lapse video, boom, and I'm just going to stay stationary, boom, see what happens. And the bottom counter will tell me how many seconds of video I have. It's going to be interesting to see how big this file is, or even if what it does with it. Okay, there's 20 seconds gone. So it's coming up to the 30-second mark. It should be one video by 1 second. 2 seconds, okay. So that means it's taking them at about a 15 to 18 frames per second, which is kind of weird. The last time I did this, it did not put anything into a readable video file. But we're going to look at clouds this time. I've got to keep an eye on that because it's getting blown back just ever so slightly, a couple of feet. And I've got trees behind it. So we're going to see what happens. So every ½ second I'm taking a video, and I want to get that up to 10 seconds if I can. The blue dot on the bottom, that counter is how long your video is. Top counter is how long it has been taking a video. And we're at 1.5 minutes. And we've only got a 4 or a 5 second video right now. Got to keep an eye on it just to be sure. And we're not going to fly anywhere. We're just staying there because There's too much wind up there. I don't know if you can see by the trees. No, they don't seem to be moving too much there, but they are. There's quite a hefty breeze going on up there that I'm looking at. You know, you can see it there a little bit. Yeah? Up to 6 seconds. I want at least a 10-second video. So we've been up there for 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, a fair decent amount of clouds should go by. So there you go. So we've done the time lapse by photograph, and we've done the time lapse by video. Difference between time lapse and hyperlapse is basically you're going from point A to point B, and time lapse is your stationary. So we're stationary. We've done 2 types of them. I still don't know where this one tap edit is for videos. There's supposed to be templates or something in here. I have no idea where it is. Please, if somebody knows, let me know. I can't figure that part out. So we've got 10 seconds. Are we going to go to 12? Let's go to 12. We've got 63%, and we'll bring it back down again. Let's go to 12 seconds. The magic number, which would be what? Would be 3 minutes altogether. Right. 7, 8, 9. Flip over. There we go. Stop it. Boom. Okie dokie. So let's come back in here. Let's go to normal video. See, if we go to one-click video, there's nothing. I don't see any edit. Anyway, no, I want to go normal. Here we go. Okay, it's a 0. That's pretty dark. Wow. Okay. Okay, let's come on. Let's take that video. Let's come on back down. Going down. Here we come. There we go. Okay, there we are. Ooh, look at these things. So that's it. Let's get this together. Let's, at the end, I'm going to show them both, and I'll have a running commentary of what I found out, if it was any good. And there you go. Okay. I'm also interested in the timestamp, and I'm also interested in the geocoding of the video and the individual imagery, if it matches our location. That was another little glitch that we had. Okay. So till then, remember, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the bell, and if you feel like it, buy me a coffee. Okay? Thanks for watching. See you next time. Gonna be a lot more. Bye now.